The press center of Tashkent Conference on Afghanistan, Peace Process, Security, Cooperation and Regional Collaboration opened in the capital. The place serves as a platform for both domestic and foreign journalists to cover this important event, as well as to exchange opinions and obtain expert assessments. Experts noted that today Uzbekistan implements the principle the main priority of Uzbekistan's foreign policy is Central Asia, which created an entirely new political atmosphere in the region. Many issues, in particular border ones, have been resolved with neighboring countries. Cooperation in various areas has been strengthened. The Afghan issue is also essential hereby, namely the activation of the peace process and the expansion of partnership. During Press Center's opening ceremony, the speakers emphasized that the President of Uzbekistan, Shavkat Mirziyoyev, has repeatedly noted the strategic importance of establishing peace and stability in Afghanistan for ensuring regional and international security.
Adhering to the wisdom of our people, peace of a neighbor is your peace. Uzbekistan is a supporter of peace in Afghanistan, the restoration of the country's economy and its integration into the world community. Peaceful Afghanistan can ensure the shortest exit of the Central Asian states to the ports of the Indian Ocean and the Persian Gulf, to connect India, Iran and Pakistan with the markets of the Middle East and Europe. Thanks to a clear and consistent foreign policy course of the President of Uzbekistan over the past year and a half, Uzbek-Afghan relations have acquired a qualitative dynamic character. The head of our country lays a special emphasis on the need to abandon the division of security threats and adhere to the principle of the indivisibility of security in practice. The leader of Uzbekistan stresses that the wise Afghan people have the right to determine their own destiny, and stability in Afghanistan can be ensured only through peaceful negotiations without preconditions.
The press center opened in the Palace of Symposiums. Both domestic and foreign journalists from leading agencies of the world are working there.
The press center of the conference is designed to provide all necessary conditions for effective work of local and foreign journalists. It is equipped with modern facilities, high-speed internet with Wi-Fi, creating points. In view of the fact that the work of the conference is covered by about 300 mass media, including foreign journalists from New York Times, Chinese news agency Jimin Jibao, BBC, the Japanese corporation NHK, the Russian Независимая Gazeta, who are representatives of different continents with different time zones. The press center works around the clock.
The cooperation with Afghanistan is conditioned not only by modern realities, but also the cultural and civilizational interconnections of our peoples by a common history.
These two countries occupy a very unique position in the heart of Eurasia and are located at the crossroads of the north to the south, from east to west, as it is a bridge between Europe and the Near East, Southern and Eastern Asia. This location is historical, what is actually today. This can explain that the interest to this region is always high in history, and today we see the interest of great powers.
Moreover, the speakers highlighted the fact that Uzbek-Afghan relations are at a new stage of dynamic development. This is connected in particular with the new vector of development of relations between Central Asian countries.
This new dynamics in Uzbek-Afghan relations is primarily the result of a new foreign policy strategy implemented by the President of Uzbekistan. The main provisions of this strategy Shavkat Mirziyoyev voiced during the General Assembly, which took place in September 2017. During the conference in Samarkand, a very significant event dedicated to Central Asia, during a recent meeting in Astana, where the first consultative meeting of the heads of state of Central Asia was held. What is the President's strategy? From the very first days of the presidency, Shavkat Mirziyoyev announced Central Asia as the main priority of our foreign policy. Constructive, mutually beneficial relations in the region, the conditions of the creation of a stable and prosperous Central Asia are affected. This is the main priority that was outlined by the President, and we already see the breakthrough results that have been achieved as a result of the implementation of this strategy. I will only give a few examples. We have made significant progress in solving such problems at the settlement of border issues, water use. All these were the sources of regional tensions in Central Asia.
After the visit of the President of Afghanistan to Uzbekistan, the first meeting of the Uzbek-Afghan Joint Commission on Security Issues took place. Speakers noted cooperation between the two countries is gaining momentum in trade and economic, transport and educational spheres. Agreements were concluded on the supply of mineral fertilizers, agricultural machinery, food products, tasks. It also said the supply of electricity from Uzbekistan to Afghanistan from 2002 to 2017 increased by 30 times, while prices fell by 35%. Undoubtedly, all these will serve the primary task to provide all-round assistance in involving Afghanistan in regional, economic and social processes. At the same time, peace in Afghanistan will allow the entire Central Asian region to develop actively. Director of the Institute of Strategic and Interregional Studies under the President of Uzbekistan, Vladimir Norov, noted that 40 years history of the Afghan military conflict is divided into 3 stages. At all stages, the international community put forward initiatives to resolve it. Uzbekistan's initiatives are highly appreciated as well.
Uzbekistan put forward several initiatives on ensuring peace and stability in Afghanistan, including the creation under the auspices of the United Nations 6+2 contact group. 6 bordering countries, Iran, China, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, as well as the USA and Russia. On September 1999 in New York, the meeting at the ministerial level was organized, according to results of which the document on Afghan issue Common Understanding was adopted. On July 19-20, 1999, the group adopted Tashkent Declaration on fundamental principles for a peaceful settlement of the conflict in Afghanistan. Not only participants of 6+2 group participated there, but the main conflict parties, the representatives of the Northern Alliance and Taliban. The parties reached international consensus, understanding the futility of power methods in resolving the conflict. They noted that the further deteriorations of the situation can be prevented only by mutual efforts of the whole international community.
Speakers also talked about the Istanbul process, where 15 countries, including Uzbekistan, were involved, as well as the Moscow Peace Initiative and the Kabul process. If to stop on the interests of Uzbekistan, first of all, it is important to put forward our own initiatives to accelerate the peace process, and such conferences serve as a platform for establishing a direct dialogue with the international community. This is of particular importance in 2018-2019, which is crucial for Afghanistan.
In 2018-2019, parliamentary and presidential elections will be held. Their success will be directly dependent on the participation of all political powers and Afghan public in the electoral process. The international community realizes the fact that it is impossible to resolve Afghan conflict by military means. The importance of peaceful negotiations, the importance of the support of Afghan in trade, economic and infrastructure ties with the states of our region.
We remind that the International High-Level Conference on Afghanistan, Peace Process, Security Cooperation and Regional Collaboration is taking place in the capital on March 2016-2017.